Reflections Part 1. So for a reflection, every point is moved to a point on an equal distance from a fixed line. The line is the line of reflection. So for instance, if this is your mirror and you happen to be standing right here, then your reflection will look like it is standing the same distance from the mirror. So if you were to take a step back, then your reflection would take a step back. So you are the same distance from the mirror as your reflection. Now with a mirror, the reflection is the same size. However, it does reverse orientation. So for instance, if you had words on your shirt and you looked at them, they are backwards. So you do flip it over when it's a reflection. So we're going to be dealing with reflections in a coordinate plane. So let's say we had triangle ABC, and I wanted to reflect it over the x-axis. So here's my x-axis. What I'm going to do is figure out how far away each point is from the x-axis. So if I start with point A, it is 2 boxes away from the x-axis, which means its reflection should also be 2 away, so that is A prime. Don't forget your prime notation. Once A is moved, it is now A prime. C is 1 away from its line of reflection, so that means C prime is 1 away on the opposite side. B is 1, 2, 3 away, so B prime is 1, 2, 3 away on the opposite side. So if I were to connect my points to make my new triangle, here is the reflection of my triangle. And you can see that it is flipped over. Okay, let's reflect this one over the y-axis. So if I wanted to reflect over the y-axis, I'm going to first say, okay, how far away is point A? Point A is 1, 2 away from the y-axis. So A prime is going to be 1, 2 away from the y-axis. So there's A prime. B is 1 away from the y-axis. So B prime is 1 away from the y-axis. Now you'll notice that the direction I went for A prime to get A prime and the direction for B prime kind of were opposite. You have to think of it as it's going to the other side of the line of reflection. So A and A prime must be on opposite sides, B and B prime. So this is where the triangle is technically going through the mirror, but that's okay because it's geometry. We can do that. So C prime, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 away from our y-axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4 away, getting into my instructions there. That is C prime. So if I connect my points, this is my reflection. So your reflections can overlap each other. That's okay, especially because some of them will go through the line of reflection. Now sometimes you're going to be asked for a 2-step reflection. So for instance, I have quadrilateral ABCD, and my first step is to reflect it over the x-axis. So I'm first going to go x-axis. So make sure you are, first of all, looking at the correct line of reflection. Now A, if you'll notice, is on the line of reflection. So that's kind of like a sticker on a mirror. You don't see a reflection, it's just a sticker. So that is also going to be A prime, because A is 0 away from the line of reflection, so A prime is also 0 away from the line of reflection. D is 1 away, so D prime is also 1 away on the opposite side. B is 1, 2 away, B prime is 1, 2 away on the opposite side. And C prime is 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3 away on the opposite side. Here is C prime. So if I connect my 4 to make my quadrilateral, it reflected over my x-axis is that purple one right there. Now step 2 is reflect the result, so quadrilateral A prime, B prime, C prime, over the y-axis. So I'm not going to go back to my original. I'm going to stick with my new one, and I'm going to reflect it. So first A prime is 1, 2, 3 away from the y-axis, so make sure you're paying attention, y-axis. So 1, 2, 3 away. This is going to be a double prime. So if you move A prime, you now have A double prime. B prime is 1 away, so B double prime must be 1 away on the opposite side. C prime is 1, 2, 3. So C double prime is 1, 2, 3. So it's basically you're counting. So counting how far away the points are from whatever their line of reflection is. D prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is D double prime. And if I connect my points, I make my new quadrilateral, and I have now reflected my original quadrilateral over the x-axis and then again over the y-axis.